It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears Up!
What's going on, everybody? Ears Up podcast. We are back on the air, and we're celebrating tonight because Bev is finally going away.
Oh, we're not celebrating.
We're finally getting rid of Beverly.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, Bev is going the way of the
bye.
Terrence. She's going.
Oh, that's it.
Bev is going the way of the Terrence, and she's leaving us, but she has a better excuse than Terrence did, I guess, so it's fine. No, I'm kidding. We teased it. We teased it. We talked about it on last Secret Show, so the Patreon folks got a little preview of this very sad day, and I thought about having like a funeral dirge and all these like sound effects ready, but I was like, yeah, it's fine. I want to make Bev feel too good. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, Bev is departing. Bev parting. Which seems to happen on this show a lot. So if you want to be a co-host on an Ears Up, you let me know.
She was the first new co-host.
She was.
That's correct.
Because
Yeah.
you didn't start with this, right?
No.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But yeah,
No.
there's an open seat.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, see, I still don't really know what to do. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I thought about like maybe bringing these shows down to one a month, and then maybe do a little like longer format, because we have a lot of history stuff, a lot of detailed stuff still left to do, and that gets harder to do if you have to do 2 shows a month just on this, and then all the other stuff we have to do. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do some restructuring. I don't know if you guys, if you have an opinion or whatever, send me an email. Jason at EarzUp-podcast.com.
We're in a transitional year.
Yeah, it is. It's weird, and with Ryan's show, Ryan and David's, Puny Pod, it sort of takes a little of the pressure, of not reducing the amount of content. Now there's more than ever, but it's still, I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But
if you want a 17-part series on CV Wood, I'm down.
If you can make it 17 parts and interesting, yes, because that guy's life sounded cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing, man, about doing a podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It has to be interesting.
I'm missing out.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. You're spending too much time with Jimmy. Just kidding. Yeah, so anyway, this is Bev's last hurrah, and, kudos to Bev. In true Bev form, she wanted to go out on a secret show night. So we are going to be doing a secret show. I do have a special announcement for the secret show. It is a secret show announcement, I think. I don't know. Maybe it depends on how much of this porter I drink before the end of the night. Maybe I'll make a bad decision and do it on this show, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we're starting off on the show. Tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the changes that are happening in Disneyland, specifically to Indiana Jones. That just reopened like a month early, I think, and there's a bunch of new changes. Yeah, so I have some video. So I'll need your guys' help explaining what we're seeing on the video, because of course it's a podcast, but we can't really. If I just sat here and was like, and the lights are a lot brighter, and that one scene you do the thing, whatever. So we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna do our best to describe it, and hopefully our reactions to the plussed up areas of that ride will be enough. And then also we're gonna watch a little video about Toontown. Toontown's open, and that's revamped too, and I just wanted to get our take on it or whatever. And then Erik is going to take us through briefly, I guess. I don't actually really know. We didn't talk about it. What's happening with the new Reedy Creek board, or whatever it's called these days, down in Florida. Apparently, Disney pulled a fast one on DeSantis and the brand new Reedy Creek board, and there's going to be a lawsuit about it, I think. So Erik is here to fill us in on that. We'll do some Disney news, maybe. I don't know if we have time. Then we'll get out of here, jump over to the secret show.
The best show.
And party with Bev. What do you think of that?
Sounds good.
Yeah. In other news, our website is revamped and up and running, and it is live currently right now. So you can go to EarzUp-podcast.com or EarzUpPodcast.com or whatever you want to do. It all points to the same thing. And check out our new website. I'm pretty happy about it. I've been tinkering with it since like December. It's a pain in the butt, man, because the website package I found it's all encompassing. It's built specifically for podcasts, which is what I wanted. trying to go through like Squarespace and WordPress and whatever. It just doesn't have the vibe, I guess. But this site has everything, but it lets you just adjust the minutia of the cell spacing between the words, and you can move the header space up and down and shift it, and every cell has a row, and a row has a color. It's so much, and you sort of need all that granular decision making to really dial in the show the way you want, or the site the way you want it. But man, does it take forever to drill down and figure that out. Yeah. And then, there's the cells where it can import. So basically it just pulls our RSS feed and makes posts about it. So now we don't have to sit there and do double the work.
You're really pulling that curtain.
Yeah, I know. Well, because before, man, you have to do the write-up, post it in our hosting program. Then you have to take all that, go over to WordPress, redo it, change all the photos, do the thing. And it's just a pain in the butt. But now it's all done. Anyway, I had to sit and just adjust what's displayed and what's not. And it was very tricky to find out, but I did it. And I'm happy about it. I think it's great. Number one, we have a contact form again. So you can go to contact us. You can drop us an email. It's pretty easy to do. But also, you can leave a voicemail. You can record anything you want.
That.
Yes, you can record just on your phone's microphone or your computer's microphone. You don't need to do a whole thing. It's not a number. And it just saves it and emails it to me.
I would love for Bev to just prank call us every time she takes a break at work.
I think that'd be
It
great.
could happen.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. We did try voicemail at one point years ago. And then I think we didn't use it, so Google got rid of the phone number or whatever. But anyway, it's a feature. We don't got to pay for it, so I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But if you guys want, if anyone's in the parks and you want to drop a line, give us an update or whatever, do it. It's
That sounds
free.
fun.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So, check it out. And all our bios are up there, and it's cool. Put a lot of work into it, and I hope you like it. And we have a new logo, we have a new header image. It looks like a good website. Before, it didn't really look like a good website. It just looked like a
WordPress website,
a middle school project where it's okay, after we learn how to balance our checkbooks, we're going to learn WordPress.
Yeah.
It's my first website.
Yeah.
And the guy who made it, I know, isn't listening, so I can say that to him because he will never hear it. So anyway, that's cool. That's a new thing. We got some new shirts up in the Etsy store, which I'm wearing one right now. It's the death metal logo, the black metal logo, but it says churros.
Nice.
See that?
That's kind of great.
It's pretty good, man. I went to Fiverr. I was like, I got to pay money. I can't, because you can download this kind of font, but it doesn't look right.
No, it won't look like that.
Yeah, and it's the roots, more like lightning and roots at the same time. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, I guess. If you don't, Google black metal logos and you'll know exactly. And I like the little rootlets, the little arms, the more the better.
Yeah.
And it's sort of memey in a way too, because there are bands that make it so squished and long you can't read it, but it's on purpose just for fun. Anyway, so if you're a fan of black metal and churros please check out the shirt. And then we have a Fantasyland shooting gallery shirt that Dan made. You can check that out
too.
too.
Those are two things that go together all the time.
They kind of are, man.
Sorry, that tickled me.
Yeah.
I got to stock up. I'm going to the parks in a few weeks here. So
well, there you go. Well, you get a discount. So in part of being a Patreon supporter, you guys at different levels, you get different discounts. At the $5 level, you get a 10% Etsy discount. $12, you get a 15% discount. And $20, you get a 20% discount, including all the other stuff like a clean RSS feed. So you don't get any of the ads that are delivered during the breaks before or after the shows. So stuff like that.
Ads.
Yeah.
And if you're at the $1,500 a month level like me, you get to be on EarzUp podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right, everybody. I'm ridiculously wealthy.
Yeah, but actually what you have to do, really, we're going to change that a little bit, the terms of service. You have to include us on your deed to your house.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and on
I'll
your
call
life
the lawyers
insurance
tomorrow.
policy.
Very wise
Yeah.
use of your money and
Oh, yeah.
your
Oh, for
property.
sure. Well, look, man, you got to keep all these shows alive, We have too many shows.
That's the
True.
point.
Speaking of shows, summer is right around the corner, and our friends at the 21st Amendment are celebrating the return of the warmer days with their popular and everyone's favorite seasonal beer, Hell or High Watermelon Wheat. The brewers of the 21st Amendment brew an American wheat beer with real watermelon juice, creating a refreshing, fruity, and quenching beer, or what they affectionately call summer in a can. Hell or High Watermelon Wheat will make any weekend barbecue or beach time activity that much better. When visiting the California Bay Area, be sure and stop in at the 21st Amendment's San Francisco Brew Pub at 563 2nd Street, just 2 blocks from where baseball is played. And also be sure and visit their brewery tap room just across the bay in San Leandro, complete with an outdoor beer garden, which is where we sat when we hang out with Jeremy the other month, last month or whatever. It's a great place, lots of room. The tables are big and huge. They got food there.
They have cheese curds there. That's all you need to know.
Oh.
I mean, the beer's great, but the cheese curds, whew.
Make it that
They're like
much better.
Curd nachos, or am I making that up? Or they were tachos.
Tachos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. All things.
Yeah, it was a good time. Okay, I think we should let's talk about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, huh?
I know nothing about the changes. And
Yeah.
and to hear that it opened early is both exciting and concerning.
I would normally agree with you. I mean, actually, I do agree with you. So I do have a video here that someone put together. I mean, I guess I'll give him a shot. The Disneyland Beat. And, you know, it's like, it's literally just side by side, like old footage and new footage. And I'm going to share it here. So what I do want us to do is sort of, you know, feel free to speak up about it, right?
Okay.
You know, let's talk about things we've noticed or whatever, because it is going to be fairly boring for everybody.
Oh, sure.
So,
Oh, yes. Well, we're walking through the queue and everything. Okay.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like right from the beginning. And I noticed like when the ride, so it's a 6-minute video. And when the ride starts, you're halfway through the video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like very much.
Well, I guess if they made changes to the queue, that's all part of it, I guess.
Yeah. So, excuse me. On the left is the queue, and on the right, is before. The left is before, on the right is after. And you can already sort of tell the lighting is different. I'm not entirely sure if that's because of new lighting or like new cameras, because I don't know when this other footage was
Yeah.
taken, right?
Yeah.
So when we watch this and we talk about it, let's remember that. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And I had notes, but I can't pull them up, or else you'll read them because I'm sharing my screen, which was very smart of me to do.
I am curious though, like in what we're seeing right here while you have it stopped on the before picture, it's that looks like a cave, right? You're walking through a cave.
Yeah, right.
And then on the right, the after, it looks much less like a cave, more like a man-made, what I would imagine the inside of a pyramid would look like, where it's like it's more blocks, like man-made.
Okay. Well,
Agreed.
Let's find out. Let's look. So I imagine these are like synced up, sort of.
As best, yeah,
Hopefully.
but yeah.
Yeah, so you can, you're right. It is like they're like pillars now instead of just a carved out cavern.
Yeah,
That's
which I
interesting.
think I like.
I like it too, but you see what I mean about it's a little darker, and it almost looks like the person who made this darkened the video on the left
To make it worse.
to make it worse, to make that contrast a little bit more. So it's even harder to really get like an objective view on what's different.
The good news is we've all been through that before,
Right.
most
True.
likely. So, and it is kind of dark in there at points.
Yeah, but the after looks lighter
Oh.
to me. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
and that's what I mean. I hope it's not that light.
Mm.
And I have another video from 2017 that I want to show, because with these high def cameras, these 4K low light HD cameras, it can sort of warm everything up.
And brighten.
Yeah, and not blow it out, but it can change the color temperature. So I don't know if that's what's happening. So basically, we're just walking through the queue, and there's nothing really like super fantastic or that much different. But it definitely looks, like I said,
Yeah.
definitely looks brighter, looks more warm, more yellow. But I think that's just, I really do think the more I look at it, these people darken the left image for sure.
It's also like mirrored. No, maybe not.
No,
Okay,
no.
I thought it.
Yeah, so now
So
there's
it's like
little
all
out
the
of sync.
same so far. It's like,
It's exactly the same. Right now, they're just walking through where you're walking back up, and there's that daylight section, and you walk down past it. That's what we're doing right now.
yeah, and you're walking past the people who just went on the ride.
Yeah. And going, oh my
Are the
God.
hieroglyphics still there?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
The exit signs are still there, everybody, just so you know. There's that.
Oh, there's that's usually where the fast pass little ticket
Oh, the little
person used to
kiosk.
be.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I just saw them too there.
See, and
Okay,
you
so
can,
this is all the same.
it's all the same so
Wow,
far, but
yeah.
you can tell it's a little. The left looks a little dingy. The before, but that's why I think it's artificially darkened because I don't remember. To me, so basically we're in the cavern that looks like the stalagmites and stalactites, but it really just sort of looks like
Honey.
a weird portion of Winnie the Pooh
Yeah.
ride. Yeah.
yeah.
It always looked that kind of like dingy yellow to me, but it's not picking up like that on the before image. So these people definitely
So,
are
yeah,
trying to set it apart.
Grain of salt,
Yeah.
which there's nothing really to set apart at this point. They're exactly the same.
They're exactly the same. It's all the same. We're winding through. It might be a little brighter there, and that's I guess what I'm getting at is I don't really know. It's hard to tell, right? So now we're going through that room with the spikes where you move the pole. Watch this kid just pull on the pole. Look at this kid. He just horks it, and nothing happens.
Still nothing happened.
It's just a rubber band
Still.
now. It just
Still.
it just vibrates back and forth, and nothing happens. So I imagine they just killed that effect. That's just no longer there.
And after the reboot, why would you not do anything? Why?
Probably because I imagine it's one of those effects where it kept breaking all the time. It's not worth the effort.
But why not
to
take
go
out
in.
the pole when you're doing this?
People
whole
can
thing?
because people can move it still.
It was gone for a long time,
Yeah,
It's so
wasn't it?
weird.
yeah, it
It's
was.
such a weird choice.
I mean, I get it. In a pragmatic sort of way. You leave it because people want to do it, and so now we're at the safety meeting, right, with Sala, and that's all looks the same. But it's funny because in both videos, neither group is stopping to listen to the safety spiel. It's just they're just funneling them through.
I will say this video, they matched up the two videos very well.
They did an excellent job. I could imagine that's very tough to do.
Yeah. Oh,
This is also totally a walk-on, it seems.
I know. What is that?
Yeah.
Once you get inside, they keep everybody outside now.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, unless you're.
Well, I
if
wonder
you're in the
why.
lightning lane, you just walk in. But I've just stood outside in the switchbacks for a long time.
That's annoying because being inside of that line is one of the better lines to have to stand in.
See,
Oh,
I
yeah,
know,
but
it-
you sprint through it now.
That's so weird.
yeah, and this is the problem that we've had with
The
this.
sprinter get run over.
Yeah, with this ride is when it opened, they knew it was going to be a hit,
Mhm.
so they made the queue and they made the line, they made all that pre-show stuff immaculate and
Yeah,
perfect,
and
and
it's
it looks
great.
great. And then they put Fast Pass in, and then sort of ruined
Yeah.
it because that now you can sit and dawdle and take your time, but it
You're
just
also
it feels
inside
weird.
and it's shady. Like there,
Yeah.
it's perfect. It's the one line that I wouldn't hate standing in for an hour,
Pack me
but
in.
you can't.
Yeah, maybe not an hour, maybe half, maybe 20, maybe 5 minutes.
You don't like standing in any line.
Right. That's right. That's why I want them to invent jetpacks. So I
Right.
can fly above everybody else.
Like the Mandalorians.
That's right. Like a Mandalorian orange. I'm surprised they don't have the Mandarin oranges with a Mandalorian on them yet, like that sort of. Anyway. Okay, we're in the cars. We're ready to go. This is where all the real plussing has happened. And wait till you guys see some of this. It's wild. So already we're at the doors,
Okay.
right? The 3 doors. And I don't think you pivot anymore. I think it always just goes to the center.
Okay.
But already you can see, and I'll play it a little bit, the snakes etched on the doors. There's more of like a unlocking mechanism. There's more of more interaction, more detail to the projection on the doors than there was before.
That's cool.
Yeah, so before it's almost like a glitter
Like
effect
a swirl, yeah.
that like
Okay.
like a curtain parts or something like that, and then the doors open. But this is like you approach it and there's mechanisms behind and there's an actual thing happening. It looks great. And then in the hallway, dead ahead, you see Mara. And it looks like a real statue. It looks like a real bronze or real gold statue.
That looks like real gold.
It looks
Yeah.
awesome, right? And then, on the before, you can't really see it
at
yet.
all.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but and it's moving forward, and then on the before, you can now sort of see it, but on the after, it's clear as day. Looks great. Looks absolutely great. And then you look into the eyes, and then it starts melting and turns to fire. It looks so cool.
That looks good.
Yeah. Great job. And then now you're in the tunnel with the lightning coming through the cracks in that tunnel or whatever, where Indy's down at the hallway. You can see him. For me, it looks like they highlighted more of the lighting in this scene.
It does. It's hard to tell, like you said.
It's hard to tell, but you can see Indy down here a little bit better.
I will say, like, on the actual ride, though, even the last couple times I went on it, there were lighting issues. It was really too dark in certain spots. You couldn't see things. Like, I remember getting off that ride and being like, what happened there? Like, they need to get some lights in there. It's really dark. So already this seems better.
It does. Yeah, and the spot where Indy is, he's more clearly lit.
Yeah.
There's a little more effects happening.
Yeah.
And there's a contrast of color. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although it does sort of hinge to me on a little cartoony with the colors, because they are almost so bright.
I agree, and I yes, you're right, but I think they have to do that because otherwise, I mean, a temple is inherently tan.
It's beige.
Yeah, it's different colors of tan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you need to have more mystic. And if you have the mystic arts in there, you're going to have your purples, your dark greens, a lot of gold, and so you need to accentuate that. So while I understand, I'm okay with it because they're doing a really great job of it.
Okay.
So this is, if you can't tell from the music, this is the big reveal when you pass and you turn and you see that skull at the end. So here's the comparison, which I think they did a great job on this video. On the left, it's like, that's a blob of something. I think it's, I don't know, whatever. And the after on the right, there's different shades of yellows and some reds in there and some oranges. There's a green spot coming out of the eye. There's some purples in there.
Teeth definitely are more prominent.
Yeah, and I'll get to that when we, a little bit later when we pass it again. But it sort of like when you enter the first hallway with Mara and she's right there. It's right there. It's the centerpiece. You are focused on this.
Right. Well, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. Is like, sure, I knew that thing was there, but like I've never really looked at it.
It's more of a reveal now.
Yeah.
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 I mean, look at that thing. It looks great. They did such a good job. So here's the skeleton room, or whenever all the skeletons are hanging or whatever.
Okay.
It looks fine. I think maybe they plussed it up a little bit. We're cruising around, bouncing
around. It's nice
around.
because it doesn't look like they significantly changed anything. It's more like...
Here's the bug wall, where the bugs are crawling around. And I think maybe they're a little more focused now, but I never really had a problem with it, previously.
It's just creepy room.
So now we're looking over to the left, and that skull is to the left where you're crossing that rickety bridge where it gets sort of stuck or whatever. And the teeth, I think, either are more formed or they maybe are painted. The spaces in between the teeth are painted more, and so there's more black light. I feel like they've used more black lights in here.
Yeah,
really upped that contrast.
Those teeth are almost too much for me. That is like creepy.
They're very prominent.
Yeah, and
I mean,
they're like Freddie Mercury's skeleton.
Yeah.
I have extra teeth. But I mean, just look at all the colors here. You got your orange right here, some yellow, some purple right here. You get the fire, of course, and you get the tan and the red back there. It's so vibrant.
Yeah.
They did an amazing job. It looks so good. And those are the big snakes. And that looks a little more plussed up, too. A little more defined, There's the snake jumping out at you, which is...
Wait, it moves again?
Yeah, it moves now.
Yeah, that thing hasn't moved in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
It just was solid. It was just stationary, and it was like... It was so anticlimactic.
And we're just cruising around a little bit more in that cave, basically behind the skull. I think there's a lot more, focused lighting.
Yeah.
They plus the lighting up a lot right there.
The lighting is accentuating a lot of the details that I think you couldn't see before.
Yeah, and I feel like you could in the beginning, and then as time went on, I don't know what happens. They either, I don't know, I'm sure they don't pull lighting for other rides, but maybe something goes out and they change it or it gets bumped, and then they don't really align it, and then it's sort of like,
or who knows, maybe Imagineers ride it, and one day, I don't know, to me it's like one day they go and they're like, it's too bright in here, let's tone this down, but then
I think that does happen.
Then they go too far,
yeah,
but don't really realize it, and I don't know.
Remember the cobwebs in the Pirates of the Caribbean scene, the bedroom scene?
Oh yeah.
They were like there was like nothing, and then there was like
nothing
but cobwebs, and now they're gone again.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Whoa. So here's one of the new scenes, I think. I mean, this is an empty room, basically, and then now there's a bunch of lightning and ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Flying around, so
Weird.
that's fun. That's a new thing to add. Yeah. Still dark though.
Yeah.
And there's another new scene, it's like the walls.
Electricity?
Yeah, it's almost like like spirit electricity blowing walls out. So it's like a whole projection.
Okay.
That's what was going on right there.
That's cool.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
And then now we're
I
in
liked it better when it was dark.
yeah, when there was nothing in there, you can smell the spray paint.
Then we're being shot at.
Yeah, I know, the darts. Which the skeletons there look a lot more black lit. They look a lot more prominent. I think everything's cleaned up a little bit. There's Indy hanging out.
Wow, he's so clear.
He's so clean.
Yeah.
Oh, it rolls again.
There's the ball, yep.
It's been so long.
I still remember the first time I rode this and seeing that boulder and just going, what happens
It's
now?
freaky. Yeah.
Wow, did they change his voice?
It did not sound like Indiana Jones.
No, that was not middle-aged Indiana Jones. That was 25-year-old
Yeah,
Indy.
that was weird. That was probably.
Well, there you go. That's it. That's the new Indiana Jones. And I did pull up just as a point of reference. Here's a 4K image or 4K video from 2017 of Indiana Jones, and it's like
it's almost too bright.
That's what I mean. It's these cameras. They just blow everything up so much, and it's hard to really determine. There's the snake, and it's I don't know. It's interesting, but the teeth aren't as well lit.
Yeah,
definitely everything is much more
you don't even see it.
lit in the new one. It's lit. So yeah, that's fun.
It's lit in a purposeful way.
Right. Yep.
Which is nice. It's not just like everything is brighter. It's like it's really, like I said, I guess before, it's accentuating details. And like I think in that video, I saw things I've never seen before. Like to be quite honest, the focal point of that skull or whatever with the teeth that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't actually think I've ever really looked at that thing.
Interesting.
I don't think I've ever really noticed it until watching this video.
I don't feel like you can help but notice it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Like it was kind of background as just part of the scenery before, but now it's a focal point. That's how
Gotcha.
I.
It was like the fire was more of the focal point.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to remember back to like the first time, and I think it was just sort of like cool that they had actual fire going.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays like this. I think it looks really neat. I can't wait to see it in person one year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be fine. Anyway, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and rap a little bit about Toontown. Maybe not news, maybe some news. I don't know. We'll see. And then we're going to release Beverly like a dove into the night sky. Yeah. All right, hang on, everyone. It's Ears Up. We'll be right back.
Back to Ears Up, where the opinions never stop. Ever.
All right. Thanks for hanging on, everyone. Let's learn a little bit about Toontown. Now, I purposely don't know much about it.
This is not a history. This is the new Toontown.
This is the brand new Toontown.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, of course, someone took a video, just the video show today.
Yeah.
And this is really, so I didn't want to do this originally.
Yeah.
So anybody who's like, oh, I got to listen to them, watch a video again. How friggin' cool is that? But nobody doing write-ups is like describing anything in detail. It's all just like, oh, they cleaned 40 mummies and all the skulls. Great. Awesome. What does that mean for me? I have no idea. So they just cleaned it? I want to see it. I want to see what's going on.
So I know the only thing I know about Toontown, this like reboot or whatever they're calling it, is I saw a TikTok with like a sarcastic dad type guy.
Okay.
And he's standing there and he goes, okay, I'm an Imagineer. Let's take this fountain and move it there. And that's it. And I'm like, oh, sounds exciting.
Sounds great, yeah.
So I'm not expecting a lot.
Okay, well, let's see.
Based on dude I don't know.
Sure, right.
I hear there's grass.
Whoa, that's loud, everybody. Why is it so loud? We don't need to be that loud. Come on now.
Well, the sign looks bright and shiny.
Yeah, it's a different sign, right?
Okay.
I can't remember.
I don't know. It could be the same, but it looks clean.
I think it's the same concept, but that's new.
Okay.
Yeah, the sign's new. They have like, pictures inside or whatever. They're walking under the bridge, which I always thought was cool. I don't know why. It was like the best part of that. I don't know.
This is the most people I've ever seen in Toontown.
Yeah, look at that line.
Is
What are
that
they
a
waiting
freaking
for?
line? Holy crap.
For what? Oh, for the Mickey Mouse
for the
ride.
new
For the Runaway Railway?
probably.
Okay.
It is a line. Look at that. It's on the left-hand side as you go in, and it starts underneath the train tracks. And
God,
goes.
I do miss Disneyland.
God.
Even
I do,
though
but not
it
that.
looks terrible, right?
Oh, it looks so cool, though.
That backdrop looks great. Yeah.
It's great.
The backdrop looks cool. It looks a little more illustrated, like sort of like the 40s, 50s cartoons. Hard to explain. Like the greens are like muted a little bit. You know what I mean? They're like pea green and a little dark green or whatever. It's very throwback to, hey, this is, like an older area. But what I like even more is they have some layering to it. Like if you look in the back, there's like a mountain range and it's not the same colors.
Yeah.
It's like
very far away.
Very,
It's
a light
gray.
lavender and some gray. And, and they have some different peaks and stuff that are different colors. There's depth. I like that. I think that's really cool.
Trying to give it like some texture.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
Also, what we're looking at right here looks like a fountain, and I don't remember, so maybe this is the same, but that Mickey and Minnie look really cute.
They do.
Mickey and Minnie don't always look that cute to me. They just look like Mickey and Minnie, but these ones look really...
They're more retro.
That's Runaway
Yes, it
Railway.
Yeah.
Mickey and Minnie.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. They are retro.
Yeah, and I think it's hard when you have a character as iconic as Mickey and Minnie to constantly be updating them.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough. It's got to be challenging. But this is always going to be the cutest, I think. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the fountain looks cute. They're like on a pedal or whatever. And yeah, look at that. I'm really impressed with the way they did the backdrop. It looks a lot larger than it is. I mean, it looks great.
And it feels
It is
cartoony.
so vibrant.
It does feel cartoony. Yeah. Yeah, everything got a fresh coat of paint, it looks like. It is very bright and sharp.
Hold on. Where is this? So we're looking at the Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
That's a terrible name, I just realized. I can't say that.
Runaway Railway. Yeah.
So
no,
I think
it's challenging.
if you walked in, then wouldn't Roger Rabbit? Does Roger Rabbit still exist?
That's my question.
Yeah,
Like,
Roger Rabbit still exists. It's to the right.
But that would be to the right.
Correct.
So both rides are right next to each other.
Yes.
Wow. Weird choice. Okay.
Yeah. That's where they got room, but it looks neat, man. They got the.
It almost has a DCA vibe because of the.
It does, yeah.
Like it's.
The Hollywood Theater.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Some little things in the ticket booth is on break, and it's cute.
Big lightning lane sign, of course.
Oh yeah, you got to do it.
So cute.
I'm still surprised that they've stuck with that name, but
I mean, they're not going to roll it out and then change it, There's a big banner that says it was all started by a mouse, but real Disney heads know that's not true. There's some, it looks like memorabilia or whatever in line. Actually, it is really cute because I guess it just dawned on me, which is how good of an addition it was. where there was like a mannequin of Mickey, and it's just these gray Mickey,
Oh, they're
heads
mannequins
or whatever, right?
That's what I was wondering. What...
But they have outfits on. Like the one we just saw was his outfit from Fantasia with the wizard hat on and the robe. But it's like real movie memorabilia. Like you go to where you go to like Hard Rock. Yeah. And so they're on display as if they were real.
Right.
Which is funny because I'm so
cute.
used to seeing that in like a real thing. I go, oh, okay, that's just it. Wait a minute, dummy.
So we're in a Mickey Mouse museum.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. It's just movie memorabilia from Mickey's movies. It's really cute. Yeah.
As if it's not a cartoon.
Right.
That's cute.
So, and then right here, there's the disco Mickey, which we have this album, this record.
We do have that album.
And there's his outfit from the from the cover
with a disco floor.
Yeah, it's so cute. Good job. I'm sure Kim Irvine had nothing to do with it, which is why I like it.
El Capitan Theater.
Oh, have you watched this part of the ride before?
No.
Oh, good.
Are they going to do the whole ride? I sort of don't want to do the ride.
Okay. I would skip over it because it's insane in person. Yeah.
I just want to do Toontown in general. So let's skip the ride.
Fantastic.
The ride?
It looks great.
Yes.
Huh.
So we're looking at
pre-show. The pre-show's amazing.
Okay. Huh. Look at some merch, some Orange Bird, merch or whatever, which is fine. I don't really care about it. So let's go back outside, hon. Let's do it. Let's roll. I will say the merch looks kind of neat, though. Yeah. All right, now we're looking around
that
again.
Orange bag was cute.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Bev. Everything does look more vibrant, a little more put together. And I don't know if I'm. Oh, the fireworks thing works now. There's like a little mister, a little smoke coming out of the top.
Yeah, that's cute.
I don't know if I'm seeing it just in like rose-colored glasses because I haven't seen it for so long, and it is a very clear picture. Or, I mean, I would imagine they, repainted everything, but no, it looks cool. I've always liked Toontown. Mm-hmm. I've never really understood why people hate Toontown so much.
It was just boring.
It just didn't really have a draw. Yeah,
there's not really
a 2-year-old. It's not really that interesting.
Yeah,
and it's hot.
Well,
there's no shade.
Yeah,
I mean that's probably true.
They also don't have great food.
Oh, here we're on Roger Rabbit. We can look at Jessica Rabbit in her coat. Yeah, this is like the big thing, right? Oh, there it is. Missed it.
So now she's just Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy coat?
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise known as a trench coat.
That's weird.
I know.
I don't like that. I think that's counterintuitive.
Well, you know what? I didn't like
body shaming her?
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
I didn't like it before, and then I saw it, and I don't care. Which I gotta learn that lesson.
It's too fast to care.
It's too fast to care, right? Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's what. Never mind. We can bring up that joke in the secret show. So here is a menu from Daisy's Cafe or whatever. Cheesy pizza flop over. Was it just a mini pizza folded in half like a taco?
Kind of.
Like a
interesting.
Half calzone.
That's funny
Almost
as hell,
calzone.
Dude. Daisy's dressed up dog. Spring garden wrap. Daisy's goody donuts. All right.
What a weird menu. Spring garden wrap and donuts?
I know, dude. It is. Here's a pizza, or you can get a spring garden wrap, or you can get donuts.
Weird.
Yeah, I know.
Is the spring garden wrap served with chips? Like, that looked like it was laying on a bed of potato chips.
Yeah, it did look funny, man. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm so impressed with the backdrop. It looks amazing. Looks really great. A samba school. That's new, I think, right?
I don't know.
Like Jose from...
is that a Three Caballero?
Yeah, Three Carboneros guy.
Yeah, that's cute.
I'm offended.
You should be, honestly.
I wouldn't even be able to tell you if any of this is new or the same because I don't think I've ever looked up at the top of the store.
Right. Well, here we are. We're looking at the fountain again, but slightly closer and without a tripod. So...
Wasn't there a little, mini roller coaster? Did they get rid of that thing?
Yeah, it was the Go-Go Gadget coaster or something like that.
It's still there.
And here's another angle of the thing we've already seen now twice.
Well, this is the thing. I don't think they've done anything else.
See, look at this. Check this out.
It is in the background.
Centennial Park.
Check this out. This backdrop where there's more of a cityscape in the background, that's new. No, and it looks like it's right behind the Roger Rabbit ride. That's new. Looks awesome.
Isn't the whole backdrop new?
The whole backdrop's new.
I don't remember that.
No, it's all brand new. I mean, they had a backdrop. It was just the green hills, and they just didn't really do a very good job. This looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that looks really great. Good job. Whoever made this video loves that fountain. This is Document Disney is the YouTube channel, and the little kids play area there that looks boring.
Wow,
and
it
hot.
looks very boring.
Yeah, it's just like tree roots, and you can
Just climb on
put
the
your
tree
kid on it
roots.
and take a picture, and then whatever.
Hmm.
There's a ton of people.
Yeah,
Wow.
like
Yeah.
Woof.
that is a whole lot of people in.
It's a no for me.
Yeah, 100%. You go to Toontown because there's not a lot of people there.
But I don't guess what I'm trying to say.
Buckets.
I don't know where that is anymore. I mean, that's Disney's job, is to make sure there are no places where there's not a lot of people.
That's why they plus it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, see, now that is a cute popcorn bucket. It says popcorn on it.
Yeah, right. It's not in the shape of
Novelty.
Mickey's shoe. There's
Yeah.
Goofers.
Oh,
Goofy walking around.
he's wearing some bell bottoms.
I think he always does.
Go Goofy.
Those people are literally wearing pajama bottoms. Those are like flannel pajama bottoms.
Well, because it's the 90s again.
Apparently it is.
I sort of love that for them, but I also hate them.
Yeah. And there's the grass.
Oh, there is the grass. Weird. It looks weird.
It does look
It's-
weird. It's
That
probably
doesn't look like wood. That's like AstroTurf.
yeah,
for
it's probably
sure.
fake grass. Yeah, for sure.
It
Which is
makes
going to
it-
be very warm, by the way. We have some AstroTurf instead of real grass because
Yeah.
California. But and it's hot, man.
That grassy area makes it look. It cheapens the area for me.
Interesting thought. Okay. Wow, Mickey
Do you
is
think-
very casual. Look at him.
Yeah.
His little jacket with a
He's
hood,
feeling cool.
striped shirt, some cash pants, some
Got some
tinnies.
Yeah, like Adidas, like
He's
kinda
hanging.
shoes.
Yeah, but you're right. The shoes had 2 stripes, not 3.
That's yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're the Target brand.
Well, yeah, right. And then there's the houses and stuff. I don't really care about that so much anymore. All right. Well, anyway, look, we got the point. Looks
I don't
neat,
remember
man.
that house. Was that there?
That was mini. Yeah.
I guess I have tried to avoid that at all costs.
Looks
I have
cool.
No memory.
I like it.
It looks good. I mean, there wasn't aside from adding the ride, there wasn't a lot they could really do unless they just overhauled the whole thing. But I think
Yeah.
it looks like they did fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
I also don't
Yeah.
think I care still, but it looks like they did
I
fine.
mean, I want to go. I would hang for sure, man.
I think you will both really end up enjoying Runaway Railway when
Yeah.
you do get to ride it. It is so
Yeah.
fun.
I'm excited for it. All right, Eric. Well, in lieu of Disney news, why don't you take
Uh-oh.
us through what's going on? You get the whole here. You get the whole news segment. What do you think of that?
Cool.
March in the past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the EarzUp Disney News.
By Erik. All right. What's going on,
All
man?
right.
Update us. Keep us in the loop here because when we last left Florida, Florida Man had dissolved Reedy Creek and made it something else and put a bunch of his weird people on there, which maybe I'll bring up a story about that on the secret show about one of the board members specifically.
Yeah, that sounds like a secret show.
Yeah,
type
yeah,
thing
you know
for
what I'm talking
sure.
about. Yeah. But then recently in the news, something came out about it when apparently maybe they tried to like flex their superpowers or whatever. So
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on over there?
Yeah, what do King Charles III and Walt Disney World have in common? It's a common enemy.
Woke.
Florida man DeSantis.
Right.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of discussion around the change from the Reedy Creek, the Reedy Creek district in Walt Disney World that oversaw a lot of the regular stuff, the roads, the fire department, the emergency services, the sort of city stuff that Florida, when Walt Disney came to Florida and said, I want to build a city here, they said, cool, whatever you want. And they went about it in a very interesting way and created all, there's a lot to be said about the history of all this. Maybe we'll do it someday. But
We actually have done that.
oh yeah,
I think-
you know what?
I think pre
Sick burn.
Eric.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it was your history of the Walt Disney Company, right?
I think so. I think
Okay.
we may have even done a separate. I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know.
Okay. All right. Well, but yes. So anyway, these days there's been a lot. Basically, it was like a year ago at this point when Bob Chapek and he had his whole snafu with DeSantis over Florida's Don't Say Gay bill and all of that. And, Florida turned around and said, we don't like Disney having all of the massive powers they have now.
Right.
They pay too many taxes.
Yes.
Well, anyway, a few weeks ago, the more recent news was that the Reedy Creek Improvement District was replaced by Florida law with the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. And there was a lot to be said about the cronies that were, I'm sorry, let's make that less inflammatory. The people specifically chosen by the governor to take over the board, placed in the open seats in the board that oversees a large portion of the Walt Disney World territory. Well, a lot of people said, well, what's going on? Why isn't Bob Iger, Super Bob?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Chapek is Super Bob, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
New old Super Bob.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah. Why isn't new old Super Bobby I taking a stance on what's going on here? We basically had two fronts, and a lot of people said, well, Iger is facing this difficulty with the potential takeover of the company, where we were talking about this. We've talked about this a lot. The stock takeover of the company. And, that's a big deal to, think about. So, okay, well, he's letting the Florida legislature do their thing. As it turns out, maybe not. Disney, just a day before the Reedy Creek Improvement District was ruled on by the Florida legislature, came out with a nice little quiet addendum to its, I don't know the legal term, maybe I should, but essentially Disney went to the Reedy Creek Improvement District and said, hey, why don't you pass this? And the board said, you know what? We think we will pass this, and we won't tell anybody about it until later.
Okay.
And yeah, here it is more than a month later, and it's coming out that essentially Disney is now the ruler over its own kingdom instead of the improvement district that it placed to be a legal entity that represented it in the county.
So
Disney,
they use their gangster status to make it happen.
Right. Pretty much. These new folks come in and they say, all right, let's get things going here. And first order of business, and this isn't what actually happened. First order of business, we want to change the logo of this new bland corporate entity into a picture of Mickey Mouse. Oh, you can't do that. Disney owns that. Essentially, Disney has become the government where it used to be the government, but now the corporation is the government over the government that is now a different government.
Sounds clear.
Yes, it's more corporate tomfoolery that is it's brilliant.
Which I feel like Disney's really good at.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows that.
Yeah.
Where DeSantis is like, oh man, I'm gonna get them because I'm powerful and I can do this or whatever. And Disney's like, yeah, but you know what? You put stuff in a contract, not everyone's gonna read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna read it.
This is the company that still holds a trademark over Mickey Mouse in many, many different forms, a being that was first breathed into existence 100 years ago and is only now potentially losing some of those trademarks. So, basically they put out a covenant that said Disney, the corporation, still gets to hold on to its own characters. So the new
Which makes
board,
sense.
Of
I mean,
course,
the new board can't use any of those characters, but the new board can't really do much of anything without Disney, the corporation's approval,
Damn.
other than improve the roads, which, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we have this improvement district is to the reason that Reedy Creek was installed and has always paid a higher tax burden than any other part of Florida is so that Disney World can have the best infrastructure, can have the best roads, best sewer systems, best power.
It's what you need.
Right.
In the number one tourist destination, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's one of those things that everybody talks about with Disney World. They're paying more money into something that if they hadn't done it this way, there's potential that Florida, Osceola, and Orange County might not have maintained the roads the best way, or might not have approved maintenance along the sides of the roads. You know, their main Disney, because of the RCID, has always had that control. Now that there's potential that we could have people in charge who might have some different motivations, Disney came along and really did put out a very large document. It's 150 pages. This new declaration, and they said essentially, no, the corporation Disney can turn around and say, no, this is not what you want to do right now. We're going to veto that. We're going to change that. We're going to do what we want to do.
So they have the ultimate say
They do.
in pretty much everything except the roads.
Yeah,
Or even
and
with the road. I mean,
Right. It behooves everybody to keep roads up. I mean,
Mhm.
Florida wants Disney to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a reason Florida doesn't have as high a tax burden as they don't have an income tax because they've got tourism.
Right.
Who else is going to go to the center of Florida? I suppose Universal's pretty big now, but you cut Walt Disney World out?
So does this mean, because in my predictions, I said that Disney was going to win this whole thing. I think I specifically said that the Reedy Creek thing wasn't going to happen. Like it wasn't going to get taken over, which it did technically, but
Yeah.
Disney has clearly won. So I feel like
I think so, too.
There's a debate there for me to have.
Taryn's
Well, I don't
bringing
really
it.
think
Taryn's
it's a
bringing it
debate.
back to herself
What?
right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how does this impact me as a Taryn? That's
Yeah.
what I need to know.
Yeah.
as
It's
a
interesting.
psychic,
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, like sure, the governor is now the person that appoints everybody to this board, but this board has been neutered by this covenant, and it's really interesting. So of course, Florida is fighting this.
Hmm.
They're turning around. They've hired some legal counsel. They say Disney is going to be armed to the teeth with lawyers.
They probably
we're-
should have hired some legal counsel earlier than now.
Well,
But,
I-
you know,
this was kind of kind
hindsight.
of clever. Like this is the thing. Disney snuck this in. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody was talking about
I
this.
did.
Well, you said that they'd win. We all hoped that they'd win, right?
Because of
But-
course they're not going to let this happen. I think I even said it on the last show or the show before that, where it's like this. They haven't said a word. They haven't done anything, and that's not Disney. Like,
Yeah,
that's not.
That's fair.
Yeah,
no,
and
they were pouring the beer to then turn around and say, "Hold my beer."
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
It was too calm.
it makes sense now why they didn't say anything because they didn't have to.
Right.
And it's almost like let's not call attention to ourselves
Yeah.
because this might be found out.
right. They
You know,
they had
he
this
who
in their back
last-
pocket.
Last laughed quietest or whatever. I don't know, whatever the term is.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Well, Florida has engaged the firm of Cooper and Kirk,
Mm.
whose lawyers will bill the state of Florida $795 an hour
Wow.
to fight this.
Yeah, I'm sure the taxpayers of Florida love this.
Yeah.
Love hearing
yeah.
that they're going to get soaked for
But
the
you wanna know-
dumbest argument.
Oh yeah, and as David Sally, host of Puny Pod and famously a lawyer, pointed out, he's like, "What are we selling an e-bike here? Why is it $795? Round it up to 800, folks."
Right? Yeah.
But my favorite part of this entire agreement is that there is a royal clause in here that ties the entire declaration to King Charles III, King of England.
Okay.
What?
Yes, this is literally in the declaration that says that this agreement is valid until 21 years after the death of the last survivor of the descendants, plural, of King Charles III, King of England, living as of the date of this declaration.
Wow.
Is this like this sounds like a joke?
Yeah.
That is bizarre.
I feel like
That-
that's put in there because like this feels really like
They're just
this is so dirty. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
this is in their back.
finger. They're just
Oh, yeah.
like,
Right.
Oh, and by the way, here's this clause.
Yeah, that's like selling a house and like
the
saying that
last
you have the
living
right
descendant.
to go back whenever you want.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, yeah, I'll sell you my house. However, the basement will always forever be mine
Right.
until the last episode of 24, the hit series starring Kiefer Sutherland, is pulled off the streaming services. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's pretty good.
It's basically in perpetuity it's using way more words to say that this will never be invalidated.
I wonder why the royal family. I mean,
I think just because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
and they're never going to stop breeding.
Absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, they will never stop having multiples.
No, you got to
of
keep that
themselves.
royal line going.
Yeah, you got to keep that royal chin recessed. Whatever.
I mean, it legitimately to me sounds like that movie. Oh God, with Leonardo DiCaprio,
Romeo and Juliet.
Catch Me If You Can.
Oh.
Where it's just like they saw this coming 1,000 miles away. They were just waiting for it to happen.
You know what?
It
Speaking of
happened,
that movie,
and they were ready.
I read a thing where the guy whose life that was based on basically made up the whole thing. Like none of that stuff ever actually really happened.
Oh, that's
Like he was a
disappointing.
fraud about being a fraud.
Oh, and he's been
I mean, that's a
employed by
pretty
the
good-
FBI ever since?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty
I don't know,
good
anyway.
fraud, I guess. It's still a
I
good
don't know
story.
if he has
I
been.
feel like they were
Yeah.
all just sitting around and they're like, what can we put in this?
Yeah, I would love to
Yeah.
know
What
like
can we add? What can
who
we
drew
add?
this up.
Well, it's almost like a filibuster, right? But on paper.
Sure, yeah.
150 pages.
Like, oh, you want to take over? Well, guess what? Have fun eradicating the royal family from the face of the earth. Which, by the way, I don't think you're going to find many people who object to that. But you got to wait 21 years after.
Yeah. 21 years,
years,
after
yeah.
that.
That's awesome.
What a weird entertaining
So-
thing. I mean, it's the
No.
epitome of entertainment.
Not 21 years after the death of King Charles, 21
No.
years after the death of his last living descendant. So not his son, not his
Right.
grandsons, not that, like, any child. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
petty.
That's good.
It's super petty. It's the ultimate petty move. I love it.
Is that it, Eric?
That's pretty much it.
I
I
love it.
really want to know if that royal clause thing is maybe used to be something you'd put into documents, but yeah,
I'll do some
it's
research.
all entertaining.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love this
Okay,
so much.
thank you.
All right. Well, we're gonna round up here. We're gonna get out of here. Echo. We're gonna get out of here. But before we do, there are a couple. I did pull a couple of clips from Bev's show. Some of my favorite clips, and I would like to share them with you guys.
Good.
Today. Let's see if I can do this. Here's a clip of Bev. Well, I don't want to really set it up, so I'll just play it and we'll see what happens. I didn't really plan very well for it, so we'll see if this comes through.
Something I really enjoy, and not a lot of people know this about me, is that I really like live crabs walking on my face.
Now, I remember when you said that, and it was really funny the first time, and even the second time is just even funnier.
What the
So-
hell was I talking about?
I don't know. That's you, though. And you want to hear it again?
You're hella weird.
I've never had a live.
Let's hear it
Something
again.
I really enjoy, and not a lot of people know this about me, is that I really like live crabs walking on my face.
Stunner. Total stunner. So I don't know what was going on. Maybe you were sharing some of Eric's back medicine.
Yeah,
I don't
Bev.
know. But there's
I
that.
have no memory of that.
I mean, Bev
Yeah.
did like show up drunk a couple times.
It's true.
I definitely
Absolutely
did.
true. I didn't write down when this was.
Gotcha,
So I
okay.
have no idea. But here's another clip.
It will be a cold day in hell before you catch me renewing my annual pass for that bloody park.
Wow.
Harsh.
Yeah.
I was pissed, and I definitely got another annual pass after that.
Of course you did. That's why I brought it up. Here's another one.
But something I was pissed about,
Jason.
clearly.
By far, is the best and most handsome man I have ever talked to over the internet.
Ah! Now I
This
have
is
that.
bullshit. I didn't say any of this.
Yes, you did. Look, just to be fair, let's listen again.
Jason, by far, is the best and most handsome man I have ever talked to over the internet.
Is
Now,
that like
I-
spliced together? Did you
Now I
just
really
chop me?
appreciate you saying that. To me, that warms my cockles, my heart. Yeah. Thank you. That's very it's very appropriate.
What?
You want to do another
First
clip?
of all,
Let's do another clip.
no, I've never said that.
I love it when Sam Dutch ovens me.
Wow. Now that is a revelation.
No, that's
'cause
not a true thing. Sam doesn't fart.
that is not a true thing. That is not a true thing. You
It is.
just Bev.
I love it when Sam Dutch ovens me.
I didn't say
What do you
that.
mean?
I would
When
never
you go
say that.
camping and you have a Dutch oven and you make like a peach cobbler in it or
I
something?
don't even own a Dutch oven.
No, you are married to Sam.
And also, he's like a never nude. He just never farts.
He's a never fart. Wow, that's
He's
boring.
a never fart.
That's the most boring thing I've ever heard about
That's
Sam.
weird.
Wow.
That's the first thing I know about Sam that I don't like. Besides his
It's
brother.
true.
Like that's it.
It's definitely true. He's not a public flatulator.
All right, well, let's see what this next one is. I feel
Oh,
like
I
this
can't
might be
wait.
Terrence. I don't know.
Beverly, I was sad to hear you are leaving the show, but I can't say I blame you. Welcome to the boring life.
See? Even Terrence knows that
That
your
is
life
not Terrence.
is going to be so boring. Here's another one of Terrence.
Beverly, I was sad to hear you are leaving the show, but I can't say I blame you. Welcome to the boring life. You should probably stay just to piss Jason off.
Yeah. There you go. Said it again for the first time. And there you go. That's
What
it.
is this program?
Bev looks
What?
like her brain is hurting.
She's definitely trying to hold
Well, no,
her
'cause
frontal
I
lobe
know this
in.
is- I don't know how he did this, but like I didn't.
You
say
said
any
all of
that.
these things. Don't tell me that you didn't, because I have them here. I pulled them from shows. I promise. I swear to
have
God.
said all of those words probably individually. I have never said all of those statements together.
I will tell you, now is the appropriate time for me to announce that Terrence and Beverly are having a show. They're starting their own show. We're going to talk about it.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know, Bev. I wasn't going to say anything. But you guys are starting your own show. I don't even want to say the name, but we'll talk about it in the secret show. I got a clip of it. I took a clip from your first show, from your first episode. And so we'll talk about it.
Texting Karen.
We'll talk about it on there. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. And Bev, in all sincerity, I'm sad that you're leaving, but, I know that it's because of work, and work is increasing, and that's always good, especially nowadays. So we'll definitely miss you. The mic is always open for you whenever you want to come back and, just hang out.
Well, wait, and I am especially going to
Thank
miss you a lot.
I know.
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
a little abandoned, but I love you, and go live your life.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
love you guys.
And
All right.
I'll miss you because now I have to be Terrence and Bev.
That's true.
That's right.
Those are some very big pants to fill.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in. If you are a Patreon subscriber and you are listening live, the link is already in Patreon. Go ahead and jump over there. We'll turn this live and we'll go make our drink. Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. And till next time, we'll see you in the parks.